to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This is part 4 of our in-name-only one-shot, so make sure you've listened to the first 3 parts before continuing on with this episode. To briefly recap, Evelyn, Megan, Issie and Grace have been transported to a mysterious fantasy land where their names determine all their skills, abilities and powers. The old woman who teleported them here informs the party that they are, in fact, the Old Ones, a group of famed adventurers known for their heroic deeds and who can be called upon in times of great need. A demon has been terrorising the local village of Sandpoint, and, according to an ancient prophecy, only the Old Ones could defeat such a terrible evil. If the party is able to defeat the creature, the woman promises to send them back to their homeworld, along with any new magical powers or treasures they have gained along the way. Remember, when players need to make checks, they roll a d20 and add a bonus if they are using one of their talents. If the result is 10 or more, they succeed. There are different check modifiers which alter the circumstances and mechanics of a check. For instance, a difficult check has a DC of 15 to succeed instead of 10, whereas a dangerous check, if failed, will knock a character out of the game for the remainder of the scene. There is also a special check modifier, known as a chaotic check, which comes into play whenever a magic talent is used. If the result of a chaotic check is a prime number, the action is treated as if the goal was something other than what the character intended. The check is still a success or failure as appropriate to the result. You can find out more information about In-Name Only and download a free copy of the rules on the In-Name Only Kickstarter. You can also buy the full version of In-Name Only from the P&P Arcade website. That's www.pnparcade.com. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players, and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. And with all that out of the way, let's get back to the adventure.
As in, we can't see their faces, or we just don't recall.
You do not recognise them at all.
So it's not like we've forgotten.
No.
Not like our memories failed.
You just do not recognise that person.
Okay. Oh, that was upsetting.
Okay.
For us.
But they don't seem aggressive. You just hear snatches of conversation talking about days and jobs and Pilates. Oh, I didn't go yet on Monday. All that sort of thing.
Yeah. Are they like talking to them?
No, they're not talking to each other.
It's
just that you see them, their mouths aren't moving. If anything, you just hear snatches of conversation.
Oh, it's not like they're interacting with...
No.
I mean, that's very well and good, but how does it help us get through the fucking mirror?
Is that...
Like,
The knowledge of this, how does that actually help us?
True.
Maybe we need to, since we've gone in together, we need to somehow get those visions together as well, the team.
Are we aware that they don't know who they're looking at, but we know who we are looking at?
So you know who you're looking at. You can't see the
Any
others.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Guys, is anyone seeing what I'm seeing?
I can see something, but I can't quite, is it just like a shape, or I don't recognise the actual person?
You just see it as a person, and you don't recognise it.
But I can't hear any of the snapshots.
No, you can hear the snapshots. What I'm saying is, it's just like you just see this random woman, and you don't have any connection to her.
Okay, so I just described this woman in front of me, and I'm just like, yeah, this is very attractive.
She's saying crazy things
when
about
she describes it, though, do I clock it?
I was going to say, do I describe it? And then Meg's like, oh, that sounds like... And she makes
Make a D20 check.
Okay.
Please.
So Meg will be
That's a
challenging.
15.
Well, I was just about to say, it's a challenging one, so you would need 15 or higher.
Yes.
So I'm describing myself, I said...
So you recognise, you instantly well, that's you in the life before this.
Wait, I'm not going to say that yet.
No,
I'm going to say
but
that.
you
I know
make
that.
that.
Okay.
But I'm just, baffled.
What does everyone else see?
After you say, don't ask see what I see, and I'm like, I know this person, everything, scars and tattoos and swords are all going mad on me. I'm like, I know this person, and it's almost like I can hear the sound of home. I can see.
Okay, at this point I'm like, okay, and I say, is it you?
And all my tattoos are straight up my back, and I'm there, and I suddenly feel like I'm looking through the eyes of this tall woman back at myself, and I keep on flitting between the two visions,
The two personalities, the two identities crashing.
Mm-hmm.
and I panic. I have to admit.
So you don't say anything.
But I'm saying I can't.
You feel Izzy next to you tensing.
Okay.
I keep on.
I don't really
jumping
get
out.
that. Okay, so I'm a bit
you
like,
can sense
okay.
something is unknown.
And I'm like, Evelyn.
This woman, she's like talking about aubergines and teriyaki sauce.
Okay, at this point I'm like, great, so I just
That
go...
sounds like Evelyn to me.
You know exactly who that is.
I'm just gonna reach out and I'm just gonna go, Megan, and like, call to myself.
As you reach out, your reflection reaches out as well. Sort of like that. So you're not touching. Your hands are like that. And it's, again, the same snapshots we're playing, but a little bit louder now.
Yeah.
A little bit... There is a sense you are drawn to this. The hands are outstretched.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch it yet, and I'm going to say, Megan, help me. How do I get through this mirror?
What are the rest of us doing? We're like, what the fuck is she?
Oh yeah.
All you've seen is your friend say her own name and say, help me get through this mirror.
I start tweaking out massively, so I'm tensing up and trying to communicate that I keep on flitting between the two perspectives, and I lift my hand up as if to punch through a kind of divide between us.
Ooh, are you gonna punch her?
So as you raise your fist, your reflection will also do the same. What are you guys doing? I'm going to give you guys like an action to do like they're doing just now. So what do you guys do? You are surmising that this is some sort of relation to you. You're still not getting it.
Okay.
It's like it is you, and you can't. And you
It's like
starting
tip of the tongue kind of.
It's like yeah,
Yeah.
almost as if it wasn't on memory.
Oh. I guess I just like lean closer and I'm like really like trying to focus.
So you're leaning towards leaning.
Kind of just like really trying to like it is like tip of the tongue, so I'm like really trying to focus. Like
Okay.
I can tell who this person is, but I don't feel as confident as Megan in like identifying that person as
And
me.
that makes sense. And again, your reflection as well is sort of not
Doing the same, like,
same
peering.
sort of thing, peering. Lips aren't moving, but again, you sit hearing the same sort of thing. Like, oh, it's too hot outside. Oh, you know what?
I'm always very warm,
Yes, you are.
and I'm like,
That's the one thing I've identified from that conversation earlier.
Evelyn, like when the mirror gal says something about Pilates, she's like, oh yeah, I think I used to do that. Do you want a plank competition then? Because I actually got quite good. And she just like plunks down into a plank.
Plank.
Yeah.
what?
A Pilates plank, might I add, not the ones where you rest on your elbows. You have to rest like you're standing up and with your elbows.
That's difficult.
Your reflection does the same.
Classic.
So I lift one hand up and I like do that, like point at my eyes, point at her eyes. I'm like, game on, bitch.
You guys are not touching your reflections. You're just...
Oh, I feel like we might need to then.
So, I need you all to roll another d20 for me, and then it is challenging again.
So over 15.
18, bitch.
11.
20!
3.
Megan, your reflection sort of leans to you, and actually, as it does, it sort of tries to grab your hand, but it passes through you into you. The eyes are looking at it, and it says, Emig, and you disappear.
Oh shit.
No, I need Megan!
You start to punch the thing, and your reflection does the same, but then again, you sort of, where your fists collide, goes into each other, and then again it says,
Powerful.
Emag.
Oh.
Gone as well.
Oh,
What?
Right.
You two still stay there.
we're so fucked. I turn to Evelyn and I'm like, okay.
He's currently-
I'm like, no, I'm like, Evelyn, did you see that?
You both saw
okay.
each of,
I
so
thought
you
you were
saw
on.
as they were starting to sort of, it's almost as if they merged and then disappeared.
I'm now like not really looking at my person, I'm like looking for where they are and I'm like tapping, but it's not like glass, it's just like,
So are you going to tap the glass? The
Oh, is it-
mirror?
so I'm just there like trying to feel like to see if I can find like
So you're
a
getting,
gap.
so I'm asking you're getting closer to
I am, yeah, so
Alright.
it's like,
So as you do that, your
Cool.
reflection does the same thing. And
Okay.
as your hands touch,
ah,
the reflection says, Imago. And you're
Fake.
gone. Evelyn is just still flanking.
just leave it there.
Evelyn's like, what the fuck? Like, she gets a bit distracted. She's just like, time out. She stands up.
Yeah, the reflection does the same, so time out.
And she sort of gives her a side eye, like, this bitch. Megan, Isabel, Grace, and realises that they're gone. and so is like, oh shit, and looks around for the string.
The string
Did I take it with me?
is gone completely.
Entirely gone.
I'm so sorry.
I suppose we're not in the labyrinth yet, are we? But I guess hopefully we'll be able to find the entrance.
But
We've
I've
just gone through this mirror.
But
so
I've
the
tied it to
labyrinth is on the other
Yeah.
side.
And the torches as well.
Oh, it's gone
You
through-
have one torch.
So
you're still- you're
everything
still
we were
alive.
holding.
Everything is gone. There's no.
Oh, it's gone from where Evelyn is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, so we've hopefully
We've
gone.
gone.
I really hope
somewhere
I've gone.
else. I hope we're together, otherwise. Oh god. We're not together, are we?
What are you doing, Evelyn?
Dark.
Oh,
I can away.
Oh, you're splitting the party feed. This is so
What are you
unfair.
doing?
Oh.
Okay, well,
This is not nice.
she like turns and looks at the woman and she's like, is this you? And she's like very suspicious.
Yeah.
And she like casts one look back at where she came from and she's like,
The darkness fills up the tunnel behind you.
she's like,
And as you sort of say, is this you? Is this you? Is this you? There's echoes.
she turns back and she says, goodbye, Pearl. And she just turns round and she goes to grab this girl.
Reflection does the same. And again, as your hands sort of meet, she looks and she just goes, your name is the most important thing. Don't forget it.
Oh, my reflection is quite helpful. You guys suck.
It's not like wow.
All of your visions are sort of this grey mist, and the sudden hits you, this sort of cold, this sort of wind bites through all of you, and some of you may be shouting, some of you not saying anything at all, but the wind is so loud. You find yourselves walking, and you're walking, and you're walking, and eventually the mists part, and you are in like a stone plateau with stairs going down, and there are torches everywhere. And you can see almost like a T-junction, pathway going off to the left, pathway going right. And you look around, and so I think you were there first, weren't you, Megan? And you like look around, sort of thing, and suddenly Izzy is beside you. And then Grace is
thank
beside
goodness.
you.
Oh,
And then after a couple of seconds, Evelyn's behind you.
oh, thank God.
You were there, don't worry. Sorry, I just went there.
Okay, as soon as I see them, I'm so relieved. I
Yeah,
literally
it
just
seems
grab them
you might
all.
have passed the gate. that tests.
We solved the gate puzzle!
And now it seems that you are in a maze.
Have I got the string? Have I got the string?
You have
To
the
have a
string.
group hug first.
Yeah.
Look at you warming to us.
I know, I told you being a complete
Bitch with a heart of gold.
So, you are on this plateau, as I said, so you see the T-junction, and actually looking out, you can see almost like a labyrinth. Tunnels and mazes up there, all these things going back and forth, which from your position currently, it looks endless. But right at the centre, you see almost like a space, a room, ringed with light.
Real
What's
question
behind
is David Bowie waiting for us at the end?
Oh
Because I'll be real disappointed if he isn't in
Oh my
those.
god, he didn't even know all of this! Ah!
Dressed as a minotaur.
Behind
Oh
you,
shit, the minotaur.
behind you is just a stone wall.
Okay.
We need something to tie that string to.
Or is the string just like passing through the wall and it's like still
No,
stone?
you
Oh, it's just loose
You
again.
just loose.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is there something for us to tie it to?
Yes, there's lots of braziers and all that
Okay,
sort of thing
cool.
that you can tie something to. And
string.
as this place, compared to the tunnel, which was just dirt, this whole place is stone. So your chalk should work perfectly fine. for it.
Thank you.
Evelyn like is quickly patting her pockets until she finds her pen that she used earlier to make a note of the Fishmonger's son's
Details.
story.
Young man.
She grabs it and she writes her own name on her forearm, and she grabs everyone else's forearm and she writes their name on their forearms, and she goes, "You have to remember your name. You have to remember." And she puts her pen back.
And I'm immediately going to be like, what did the person in the mirror say to you?
What did they say to you?
Izzy, what did they say to you? Have you already forgotten?
No. It's a name though, isn't it?
It is a name.
Can't help you out, Fee. I didn't hear that.
You can not tell me if you don't want to.
Did you not write it down? Is that
No,
not-
I've got it here, but like I'll
Yes.
say, I'll go for it then. Emag.
Okay. Grace?
Imago?
which is peculiar because I know where the O's come from.
Okay.
What did
Mine
they tell
said
you?
Emig. And what about you, Evelyn?
Mine just said that your name is the most important thing.
Your name is or
Your.
one's name.
Let's not get grammatical here. Grace.
No, because is Evelyn the most important name, or is like your?
Well, I don't know. I didn't exactly get a chance to stop.
Oh, you should have asked them.
No.
Stop
Okay,
stop
they're just
fighting.
looking really puzzled as they argue.
Yeah.
We're discussing. We're not arguing.
And again, so the wind has gone as well whilst you're up on this plateau. And again, that sense, there's no animals here, there's no creatures, there's no noise other than the sound of your voices echoing. Not, I assume you're arguing quietly, you're not shouting,
That's perfect.
but it is echoing. And if you start taking a few steps, you can hear your footsteps
Echo.
as well.
We need to affix that rope.
Yeah, okay, so
I remember the skills
Yeah.
that I learned from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So-
there's no problem there. You tie it.
Yeah, that's all
string
good.
tied.
What you do notice though is that the string where you tie it, you've actually seemed to have lost a bit of it.
How much? Like half?
Not half. I'd say. I guess you only went in about
Oh, okay.
200 feet, so you think you've lost quite a length of that,
Right.
and you think maybe going through the mirror, who knows, a different plane of magic. You might have cut anything that was tying it to this plane, to the.
Okay, so
plane
it's
that you
like that. We've just lost that chunk. So okay, so it was considerably shorter.
But you do have several balls of string. So it's not the end of the
yeah,
world, but
okay.
you are missing a
Okay,
chunk.
could we decide that it's still worth tying it up? And
Yes.
okay, so I fix it as per previously, and it's all fine, and we'll give it a final typing.
right, we've got to find her. Then I start walking down the steps.
Yeah. I follow Megan and I go, Izzy, chalk duty.
I raise it up in from my hand like this is the gift from the little boy. Yes.
And a bird immediately swoops down and snatches it from your hand.
Take it back, take it back, take it back.
Right, let's do this.
Okay.
So you get to the T-junction, and you look down both ways. They don't go on forever, like a certain 80s film. They do seem to... There's one that seems to go... The one to the right seems to go up. The one to the left seems to go down.
Does one look less travelled?
Ooh, make a 1d20 check, please.
So I was just making a funny joke, I suppose I'll check it. 10.
10. Can't tell.
Okay.
That's
Thanks, Evelyn.
I can't tell anything. Question, because you don't know how none of these adventurers have come back from the maze.
No, but the little girl.
Exactly.
How far does she get?
Oh my god. Can I do something weird with
Always.
the pendant?
I can't wait. Go for it.
Can I try and get emotion out of an inanimate object with my emotion powers?
You could try.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to...
I want the pendant to. I'm like
Like a
I
homing
want to be
device.
like. Do you know she's close?
And it like pulses.
All right. I like that. Let me
So
just...
it's like
Be emotion magic.
It is
Yeah.
going to be emotion magic. It's going to be a chaotic check, so I need you to roll d20, please, plus your emotion magics.
Okay.
And tell me what you get.
That's a fucking 6.
Total.
Yeah.
You try and focus it on, but then this whole sense of this place, actually, now that you think about it, this whole labyrinth, whilst the light coming from the braziers is sort of illuminating this, there's a real sense of dread here. And it is just crowding your thoughts, and you don't seem to...
I asked Megan what she's holding.
I think you would have explained to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to have a go, that's fine. Roll a d20 plus your emotions, so that'll be a plus 3 for you.
Yeah. 20 plus 3.
Yes! Ooh, that's a good die.
It is a good die. What was it? 23 total though. I need to double check something.
This is that
Oh, is that a prime number? Yes, it is.
Shit on it. What does that mean? Oh my god, that means it's no.
That is unfair.
That's not okay. Can I roll again, please?
So
you can't.
I'll read it out what it says. Magic is not a science. Its results are rarely guaranteed, and its use is never ordinary. Plus, like 20 minutes ago, you didn't know you could do magic. If the result of a chaotic check is a prime number, the actor is treated as if its goal was something other than what the character intended.
So it's going to tell us the wrong thing.
The check is still a success or failure as appropriate to the result.
Okay. So it's a success, but not how we want it to.
So, what I'll say, you hold it out, and you this time, from what Megan has told you about something, and you start to use your sentiments, and you can sense, the grief and the sort of the love and all that sort of thing. From the sort of the memories contained in this, and it glows. Megan, you feel that it starts to shift slightly towards the right.
Okay, well, obviously we don't know anything about rolls or prime numbers, so I guess the logical thing we do is we would follow it.
Yeah.
Seems to have worked.
Okay, I put it away safely again.
Yeah, I give it back to you, sorry.
Oh, no, I think we were both holding it.
Oh, cute.
Grace, what would you say is your favourite memory?
In this game?
In general.
In my life?
Oh no, look at Fiona's face!
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to take it from you in real life. Don't worry, I'll remind you.
What's your... Alright, well, make it easier. What's your earliest memory?
Oh no, that's very difficult. But I can tell you, I really enjoyed the Colin the Caterpillar cake I had on my first birthday because I was covered in green icing. I was so happy. But I picked it up as if it were a burrito and just... yeah, like if you... Or like a...
1-year-old Grace.
But I was the size I am now.
No.
No, I just don't want to take this memory from me.
It's almost a moment when you sort of touching, using your magic stuff, and it comes back clear to you, this sort of this memory, this cake, the green icing everywhere, people laughing, oh, you silly, and like trying to make it. And then it's gone.
Oh, that's brutal.
Do we notice that something is happening?
Yeah, do I feel like something's
something on her face, give it away?
You just go. You should shake your head. I'd say all of you can make a d20 check for me, please. Yeah. It is a difficult.
That's a 1, everybody. Right, so we noticed. Oh no, maybe you noticed something.
17.
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
Back in the game.
But mine was it was difficult.
It was difficult. No, so you're 17. DC was 15. So you're okay.
No, mine was
I'm
12.
17.
Hers was 17.
Oh, you weren't going to roll.
Great.
You said all of you to roll.
So I said, I'm sorry, I was
All
supposed
of
to these. Sorry.
Every loser.
You all. Grace is just sort of nothing.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
You don't remember anything. You just cast the magic, and that is it. Anyway,
So off to the right we go.
To the right.
So they've not seen me literally.
No,
they just sort of push past you, perhaps, and you sort of.
And I go,
No, we wouldn't push.
I go, nice job, Grace. Anyway, let's go.
The pendant will start to go. I'm guessing you're always sort of following it.
Oh, you've not.
I assumed because you said you were taking it away. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wrapped it around my wrist though. I'm not losing this fucking pendant.
No. So
Like a Nintendo Wii
remote, but magical.
but a pendant and not a remote.
Just like that.
So I'm assuming Megan is going out front.
Yes.
With the,
Sorry,
where was the rest of you?
How I'm trying to picture. Sorry, beforehand I imagined it to be quite narrow. We had to kind of be single file, but I can imagine here it's slightly wider,
Much
so we
bigger,
can.
high. It is high. You don't think like even with Izzy, like even with her tall string, she couldn't lift you over the top of it.
She's not
quite high. Yeah, and it's slightly wider. I'd say it's about 10 feet, so you can all walk together.
But I have to like take a couple of steps.
But I'm assuming Megan, you're leading.
Okay.
As you start to make your way through, again, you seem to follow the straight path. It's usually right. You come to a crossroads and it just indicates forward.
Izzy, you're definitely still chalking stuff, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You've got marks on each corner.
Yeah, and you get to a point the string runs out, but then you tie the next bit.
Yeah.
And it's very methodical. And you go through this phase. It seems like it takes hours.
Do we have any? I was gonna say, do we have any way to measure time?
You don't. Unfortunately, your sundial watches don't work down here.
Are we like is it almost like underground?
It feels like it. Like when the plateau that you were on was open, and even when you looked up at the sky, it seemed not even like a real sky. It felt painted in a way, like a weird sort of.
Not like enchanted. It's literally just painted.
You can't tell. It's too high.
So it's really.
Yeah, this whole place. It seems to go on. So you're with the pendant. What are the other guys are you doing? Are you just following what Megan's doing? You're obviously, I know you're concentrating with the string, moving chalk, but is there anything that you want to be particularly doing at this time?
No.
I'm fucking done.
Just really distraught about Pearl being back there, and she just hopes she's okay. So she's just thinking about Pearl.
I am tweaking out slightly after my experience going through the mist, so I keep on. I'm being particularly vigilant and not as obtuse as usual. So I'm kind
you're sort of
quieter, looking around,
Okay.
trying to work out what the heck's going on.
Good to know. I need both of you then to make me difficult checks.
Pearl! Don't make me forget Pearl!
Oh my god, no!
That's a 4. No.
Oh, mine's a 10.
Was it a difficult
Come on.
Or something real bad's about to happen.
I swear to God, if I forget
Fantastic.
Pearl, I'm leaving this game.
It's okay because it's not a prime number.
Oh,
Neither of the
mate.
prime numbers.
Oh my God.
So, and you weren't technically using magic, but I just thought I'd
Fuck with you.
My God, you people.
There is a moment for both of you as you're pondering on stuff, almost like as if, you know, when you have something like just catch your hair or something touch the back of your head, maybe you flick round, there's nothing there. And it just feels like at the edges of your mind something was, who knows what it is. You continue going.
Oh, you guys are lucky. Although I don't know.
You continue going down, and you get to a point where it opens into sort of a slightly bigger corridor, and those people who were with the librarian see this, and you recognise it to be a corridor. And on it there seems to be like different coloured glass plates on the ground, certain pattern, and you can see this because it's so well lit. There are holes in the side, and your pendant is pointing you across.
Okay, I'm like, whoa,
Okay,
guys.
holes in the side. Oh, of the floor.
No, in the walls.
Okay. I'm like, I think these are those traps.
Are they plate-shaped holes?
Shit,
Are we supposed to
arrows.
pick the plates up and put them in the hole?
No,
Plate-shaped
they're
holes.
tiny.
They're tiny holes. Plate-shaped holes.
Think Indiana Jones.
Right.
Not like
Precious sense.
I feel like
I get you.
Okay, before...
I thought you meant like dinner plates.
Plug the holes with those plates, guys.
Okay, so...
I feel like archery.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
going to
how.
turn to you and I'm going to like, Grace...
But also
wanna
you have
quickly
archery.
fire.
Surely.
Yeah, but...
I should go for.
I'm holding that pendant, aren't I? Doing
Yeah.
a lot of work, aren't I?
Plus, Megan just doesn't want to roll to lose any memory. She's like, well, things you're already
So,
ruined.
But do you
yeah.
think if I fire one through? Fire one.
If we're I think
We're stopped in a
let's say
in
we've
a
stopped.
line.
You've stopped. You've not. I would
Yeah.
say you've got
Not
that.
half
It's like a
controlled.
staircase down onto it, so you're not touching the floor currently.
okay.
You're
So
sort of at the edge.
I'm going to be like, Grace, can you fire an arrow onto one of those
Like pressure.
pressure points on the floor?
Okay, I'll do
and
that.
see what happens.
Excellent. Roll a d20 plus your archery skill.
Don't be proud.
So it's 17 and then 3. 20.
20. Fantastic. You shoot, and it sort of pings onto the one in front, so he scoots off.
Mm-hmm.
No reaction.
Oh, okay.
And the colour of this glass is a greeny, sort of a dark greeny, misty colour.
Okay, so green. No.
And as you look through, there are
Oh,
other
they're
green.
all different
They're
colours.
all colours, and and before you ask, the next green one is like several ones away.
Are there many?
Yeah, this corridor goes on for like 30
And they're
feet or
not
so.
changing colour.
They're not changing colour.
Okay.
How many colours are there?
Let's go with 5.
Okay, Grace, well,
No, more than 5, because then you get to the next green one easily. No, a bit like 10.
20,000
like 4
colours!
red ones in a row.
Oh yeah, totally.
How do you know there's a red one, Evelyn?
Yeah, but then avoid the red ones.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Anyway, there's a whole multitude of colours.
Okay. Can I have multiple shots with one roll or not?
You can roll again. I would say the only thing is, even though you picked up some arrows from before,
Fine, I am.
exactly, you're not Legolas with a magic.
Okay, well,
Okay.
someone's got a shield, as I recall. Can't Izzy stand with one shield either side and just
Shield us from the.
step onto a plate with one shield either side so that she doesn't get absolutely murdered by arrows, and then see which colours are safe for us to step on?
Yeah.
Sorry to volunteer you as well, but I don't really see any other option.
I mean, I do have my uses every now and again. Please use them. I agree. Yes.
You agree?
What a brave
Step up.
warrior you are.
Not many brains, but my God, am I loaded up the swords and the shields?
Excellent. So you're going to go across with these two shields.
Oh well.
I'd say, because they're shields, they're quite big ones. They could be oversized weapons.
Hey!
So because it will be a difficult challenge. So it's a 15 DC, but you can roll your oversized weapon.
You beauty!
19! Down. So your training sort of comes back to you where you when you were doing your gladiator stuff or anything like that, almost like Hercules in the training montage, you suddenly just go and you almost pirouette against some things, and you touch one, and a huge. You all see this huge
I
arrow.
hope we're all paying
So we're
attention
making
to
note of the
what-
colours.
Yeah, you're going-
Using Evelyn's pen.
Yeah, I've got my pen and my notepad.
And it takes you.
and my little telescope.
I'd say it takes you about a good 2-3 minutes and stuff. And by the end of it, the shields, they are pretty dented and battered for it, but you are fine.
Yeah.
You make it across. And you suss out the pattern eventually. I won't go into details because I've not made it up at all. It is definitely, you can work out how it is. And actually looking back, you see there's like a stone button on the side of it there.
Okay.
We just entirely missed.
And bashed down the door because she literally just opened it. So stone button. I can see the stone.
You can see it.
I can touch it.
Yeah, it's on this. It's on with you. It's not behind you. That would have been hilarious.
Shit. I want to be the very best.
I mean, it looks incredible, and you guys get surface memories back again of Izzy like going through almost like what was that? The battle in Game of Thrones where like everyone's shooting arrows, and you can just see her parrying them with her big sword, like slicing people down.
Can we all cheer when she gets to the other side?
Yeah, it's a proper team bonding moment. So you can deactivate this trap.
I freaking punch into it.
Flush that bell!
And as you press the button, there is a sound like, and as obviously the trap deactivates, you hear coming from behind where these guys are at the edge of it, a roar.
No!
Human roar.
Oh, it's the
screaming
Minotaur.
and the stomping and the stomping.
Here it comes, the Minotaur!
Yeah, so Izzy's pressed the button to deactivate our trap. We like tentatively just like,
Try
a plate or two to make sure that it's
Oh no, I
definitely
did just run
deactivated.
straight across. As
Okay,
soon as I heard
well-
the roar, I just ran to Izzy.
Okay, and like
Looking stronger.
seeing Megan do that, Evelyn follows whilst
No ahead.
like drawing the Pearl's potion out of her coat, like ready to just chug it.
Good to know. But I'm guessing you've all gone across to...
Yes.
Fine. And as you get across, you look back and you just see on the wall, coming round the corner, this horrible shadow of a huge beast, huge horns, and again the screaming. It is incredibly close to you now. The pendant is tugging you to keep going.
I immediately hit the button again, hoping it'll turn the trap back on. Question mark.
Okay.
Oh, is she gonna roll?
No, I'm not going to roll. That's it.
Does it turn it back on?
You can't tell.
Shit.
Fuck my fucking...
Evelyn's already started running. She's like, guys, we have to go.
No, we've got to stick together. So we run. No, the string! Can you see the string?
He's not going to nibble through the string, is he?
Oh no, it's all...
Nibble.
No, it's also fine. If the trap is on, it's fine. But also, quickly, as we run away, I turn around. Are there any bodies on the traps? Is there any blood?
No bodies, no traps.
So no
Ideal. Okay, right. Run.
All together, run. Together running together.
As you start going down in this passageway, again, another 10, 15 minutes, you can still hear the Minotaur climb, but you are making good progress thanks to that incredibly good, useful, if costly spell. And it feels like you can sense it as well, so you're bonding with this pendant, it's getting more and more urgent, and it's almost like you hear glances like, this way, hurry, she's close, over and over again.
Whose voice is that? Do we recognise it?
It's only Megan that hears it. But also, you don't recognise it, but it's almost like a whisper.
Yeah.
So you just only just catch it. Interesting what you said about the string. So...
Not the nibble string!
It is coming slowly to an end, and you get to a crossing point, and
Oh no.
you've run out of string.
Okay, guys.
You still have chalk. Yeah, you sort of stop and go, guys.
Guys. And I just hold it up like...
Okay, I'm assuming we've been
running with
running
the
this
chalk.
whole time.
I'm running with the chalk in my hand, literally
you're
like
doing a line.
this. Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we can't stop. We've got to go. Just drop it, Grace.
I'm like,
just drop it.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
just
I
go.
put a big old X and was like, keep going, keep going.
I let go of the string because I know that we all have to stay together.
Yeah.
Even though I love that string. Not more than you guys though.
Not more than Pearl.
So, I need all of you to make d20 rolls. Those people who are running, or using running skill, can make it with
Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ladybird, I did
13. 17 out 3 is 20. Is that 20?
Mine's 19.
Okay, so just Izzy. Alright.
Oh, with the freaking chalk!
Did you get one? Oh my god, she not won!
So you guys are rushing ahead, and Izzy, you come to a halt. You're just like trying to, again, it's overpowering of this place. It's getting to you. And was that a natural one? And it's a prime number as well, isn't it?
Oh
Does one
No, it's
count as
not.
a prime number?
No, it's not. It's not in the list. Damn it! That's annoying.
Does she tell us she's going to stop?
Oh no.
Like you stop, and you breathe, and then you look up in front of you, and you see yourself, and it says to you, "You've got to keep going. Don't stop."
I'm so good to me. Alright, okay.
It's okay.
Sounds alright.
Do this.
You need to get home.
Oh, fuck.
They're waiting for you there. And then the vision fades. And you see your friends going, "Come on, we need to go. What are you doing? Come on, we need to go. What are you doing?"
Izzy, hurry up!
This is me just generally.
No, this is not helpful, Izzy, please! Please, come on!
But the vision said, "Come home."
This is the only way we can get home. We can't turn back now. There's a minotaur.
I mean, they're the ones.
Yeah, you can hear the growls, the screams, and the
Screams?
Oh, he's making huge, horrible screams.
Oh, I think you meant people. Sorry. Also, is
Exactly.
it getting closer, or is it just like? Is it?
You assume it is getting closer. The
Okay.
sounds of the echoes of like it gets in there, especially for you, is because you've stopped and you guys are about 30, 40
So
feet
the
away.
sound isn't fading at all.
No,
So it's definitely made it past the trap.
you would assume so.
Fuck.
I'm having a bit of a moment because I'm like, I just don't know what's going on. But then hearing you guys shout and
Yeah.
remembering the power of friendship.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did you say? They're telling me to come home. Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Evelyn goes, Izzy, we're your home. Come on!
Oh, my heart! I keep running because friendship is magic.
Magic of friendship. Continue.
You keep going, and with your other very good checks on that round, you make it down. The pendant itself now is getting more frantic. It is, instead of gently moving, it is, you can, all of you can see this, it's visibly moving to one side, moving to the other side, and then suddenly you're there. A huge stone door blocking the path, and the pendant is literally almost straight up now, pointing into this. And around the door, there are symbols and glyphs and stuff like that, and this time you can definitely see that these are magical. Weirdly, whereas you couldn't read the inscription before, they now sort of change into a language you can all read, regardless of race. It says, "Speak the name, and you may enter."
Speak the name.
So
Interesting.
we have to agree on Emig, Amig, Amago.
Yeah, I think we have to work out
Which one's the right one?
which name we should say. We could say our own names, but it says the name. Unless we go for grammar and say that Evelyn's name is the most important.
Okay, I feel like that was the right path,
I
I'm
think that
sorry.
was just Grace being a dick.
You'll be, I will
Okay.
be sorry if it is Evelyn now.
Is there anything around that would give us any clues? Like, is it like an incredible style thing where someone's like laser eyed?
Can they get
Emig's
something
proper name?
from
It's
lore?
Oh, if you look at a certain place, like a magic picture,
Is there literally anything
Could they
chivalry
get
can help
anything
me
more
with?
from lore?
you can certainly try. Yeah.
What about villager?
Give it a go, Evelyn.
Villager politics, it can be so useful.
That they do.
Yeah, like my lore was based largely around historical stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I know anything. No, I don't. That's a 7.
But plus 3, 7. Okay.
Oh, right.
So yeah, nothing comes to mind.
Slip
You've heard
through.
so many different iterations of this demon's name, and speak your name, speak their name. Who knows?
The one that was said to me when we were like passing through the mirroring thing had like unless I've misheard, had an O sound on the end. Does the O stand for the first letter of the girl, like the daughter who is missing, of her name?
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking, because what was yours again?
Emag.
Ag.
Yeah.
Because mine's the only one that is actually our name.
Yeah.
Evelyn,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Megan,
thinking.
Izzy, Grace.
And if mine's like Evelyn, Megan, I've got Imago.
Yeah,
That seems like
you've
it's
got
too extra.
Mag.
Emag.
But then yours was...
I didn't have one.
Yeah, no, but exactly, your name was the most important. So it's our names are the most important. So I think we should say Emig.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I feel like that's what's been most consistently said. That's like how we've been referred
What do you think?
to.
Like, does anyone have any better ideas?
Yeah, I was fucking saying it. Alright, let's do
As you
it.
were discussing this, the sounds of the Minotaur.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I
Emig.
just go Emig.
Oh my god, this is so tense.
I'm absolutely crying.
It's quite emotional.
Well done.
The doors open, and I'm guessing you hurriedly go
Yeah, run through.
You don't think twice.
And as you do, the doors shut again. As you look out, you see almost like something come around the corner, and it is just a shadow of darkness filling this whole corridor. Its eyes bright red. And you just hear it like, rah! And as the door shuts, its scream is cut off completely. And you turn around, and you are in what looks like a huge sort of space, open space. Again, what you saw from the platform from before. And this time, each of the walls is covered in a brazier, but this time the brazier, instead of being a normal light, there are different colours. There are greens, there are oranges, there are blues, there are purples. That's not the thing that gets you first with this light. In the centre, there is an altar. And around the altar, there looks like more candles in horrible shapes, almost like human spines.
Oh.
And on the table, on the altar, she looks to be a girl.
Oh god!
And the stairs leading down into this room, there's a complete wide open space. And as you take this moment to take in the scene, you hear in all of your heads, "Ah, good. I wondered when you would all turn up."
That's creepy.
And out behind the altar, on the opposite side, comes a well-dressed man.
Oh, it's always a man.
Wow, it's not like I have a type or anything, but I'm just like... What instantly strikes you is that he is dressed in a completely strange garb. The ones of you that recognise yourselves in the mirror, you see this as a very sharp business suit. The others who didn't see themselves see almost like robes, sort of almost across themselves, stars, moons, symbols, just all sort of gleaming out in slicked back, long hair all the way down his back, and a very small, sharp beard and goatee. And his eyes, though, that's the thing that all of you see, are dead black.
Oh, that's nice.
And he says,
I'm David Cameron.
"Well now, seems you've come here to defeat me. I hear you may be the latest in a long line of old ones." And he sort of smirks, and this sort of laugh so again echoes around you, and suddenly it feels like he's just behind you. You look, he's not there, and he's still at the altar. "So, what can I do for you, ladies?"
What have you done to her?
"Oh, nothing. She seemed to give up her memories so freely. She was so desperate to save her tiny little village, a blip on its existence. I was only too happy to help."
So she's a lost cause now.
"Oh, I wouldn't say that. She may have a couple memories remaining." And what he does, actually, he gets his hand out high, and you can see his fingernails are long, and he plunges them into her head. It almost goes through her skin, and he pulls out, and it looks like a glass orb. He holds it up, and he goes, "Oh, precious, beautiful, priceless."
Oh no, he's going to throw it to the floor.
He holds it, and he sort of does a hand trick.
He's going to...
David Bowie.
He's
made an appearance.
Magical ball!
and it disappears.
I shall get away from her! Also, can I add, as soon as we got into this room, I've put the pendant away.
Yes. Good move.
It's not visible anymore, but I shall get away from her.
Alright, good.
I put my hand to sword at this stage, ready to like brace, because
Excellent.
I mean, is she breathing?
You can't see at this distance.
Do we do her name?
Can I give her a name?
You can, but Evelyn was going to say something first
you go
before
first.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Evelyn, in classic Evelyn style.
You're not going to use village politics on this guy.
She's like suddenly very much goes into her mode of like, okay, creep time. And as Megan and Izzy and Grace are like advancing, she just tries her best to melt into the shadows and takes as much of that potion as she
Oh
can.
yeah, so we're like serving as a distraction.
Good to know. Roll a d20 for me, please.
Shit.
It's a simple task, I say, because these guys are distracting the demon, so you can re-roll it.
Okay, that was a 5.
Okay.
Oh,
That was a 16. That was way better.
So you guys, again, focus on it. You don't see Evelyn sort of stand back into the shadow of the door and then take a quick sip of what I'm going to call Pearl's magic juice.
Oh, thanks, babe.
I will say you remove the scum on the top.
Very generous.
Yeah. It tastes as vile as we all think it does.
Oh my god.
But to me, it tastes lovely.
No. The demon sort of says, "It's so nice to have a whole group of you here. Many people have come and tried to defeat me, but I've always offered them a better deal. So tell me, what do you want?
We want to take her back to her family.
But we want to know about home as well.
Oh, that is interesting. Yes, I felt it when you came through the gate. And yes, with my fiend, it's very interesting how it sort of makes you wonder who you are to who you were. Who are you?
That's a horrible question.
Do you wish to remain, Izzy?
I want to cut him off because I feel like he's doing some shady shit. And I'm like, we're going to take this girl home and you're going to fuck off.
Oh, my God.
But I'm
Always angry.
I'm getting feeling some doubt after this guy got into my head.
No.
And I'm sitting there being like, Meg, we could go. You've seen the other side of things.
And I grab you and I'm like, Izzy, this isn't what other Izzy would do. We have to save her.
Oh, I'm just really emotional.
Really easily
moved.
I'm just giving Izzy a shake.
Also remember that Megan is very slight.
Can I borrow your pen for me, please?
You can. And Megan is very slight, and Izzy is approximately 37 feet tall.
And so she's like shaking her legs. Please, Izzy. Come on, we have to save her.
I feel like Izzy needs to come to her senses.
I've been tweaking out for a long old time now.
Yeah.
Like, and we got to we're getting to the proper doubt, super doubting stage. I'm like, I want to do the right thing, but I also want to do the right thing for all of us, and I feel that is going back to a place where we are safe and happy.
But we've come so far.
Wait, is this what you're saying out loud to us?
Yes.
We've come so far, and Megan made a promise to a plant and a mother.
I'm like, we'll get there. We just need to do this. This is the final thing. You know you'd want to save her. If you went back now, other Izzy would be devastated.
I cannot argue with that logic. And I'm like, you won't have me, you
Scoundrel.
you scurvy dog.
Oh, you told him.
And he goes, that's a shame. And he claps his hands. All the light in this chamber, including your torches, goes out.
Oh,
Thank you.
Now, we're going to go into a combat situation.
Okay.
So, Evelyn, you have shifted into the shadows and now are completely in shadow. This has worked out really well for you.
I'm also entirely invisible. Is that so?
Right, to be pointless now.
But it is completely dark. You can't see anything there, and you just hear sort of like a horrible, benevolent laugh. Not benevolent. That's a good thing. Malevolent. There we go.
Benevolent.
Maniacal.
What would you like to do?
So, I presume that he's made the lights go out because he can probably somehow still see.
So he's not part ladybird.
It's Pearl.
It was the glasses that gave it away.
Oh, shit.
So, I'm going to move. Not necessarily super far, just say 10 feet to my right or something, so that he doesn't know where I last was.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to give my position away. I'm going to let this move play out and see if I can make something happen.
So you're going to try and move 10 feet around to your right, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay, make it just a straight d20 check so you can do it.
He's not seen Evelyn yet at all.
18.
18. Good. You slowly manage your way again. You're trying to keep quiet as well. Your footsteps to show you, and you think successful. Okay.
Is it just kind of assumed that he knows where we all are, though? Like, is this darkness part of him, or is or is he a person also existing in this dark?
From the limited knowledge you gained from demons before, you know that demons can see in the dark. They use
shady.
darkness to, it's their way of controlling things. Because to you guys, sight is quite important to hitting creatures and stuff. So you are aware that he will have a controlling presence in this dark.
Right,
And he will
okay.
have advantage on it.
Okay, I have mind magic. Is there any way I could influence his mind
By doing what?
to make it so the demon also can't see in the dark? Like affect his sight through his
You can
mind?
certainly try. It will be a chaotic, difficult roll, so that's going to be 2 things. So you need to get above a 15.
I'm not.
And if it's a prime number, something else might happen as a result.
Okay. I don't really know what else to do because we don't know where the fuck he is, so archery's relatively useless.
That's not true. Could you use my magic for something else though? Could you try and contact the girl? I don't know. That's not really helping.
See, this is my goal, but
I
if
feel like
he can
that's a
see
bit
us all,
cruel.
we're really fucked. Well, I'm gonna have to make some roll either way.
Yes.
You should try it, I think.
And you think with the darkness, I will say this, that it will always be a difficult roll because you are currently in darkness.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say something as well, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, but so many people have come here before, or tried to come here before. What's so special about the girl?
And then you're going to try and use mind magic. Are you trying
No, I want to get an answer before I
to
do
get an answer?
anything.
Okay. Just next to your ear, a whisper, and it says, "Oh, the young minds are the most impressionable. Their memories are the purest.
So do the type of memories matter?
The most precious ones. You have so many in that head of yours."
Stop it.
I'm gonna try and affect his mind so he also can't see.
Oh, good luck, no.
That's a 9.
Oh, jeez. Because you were trying to get him to come to you, I'd say, with the conversation, you've seen that, and you try and strike out. You feel nothing. And you go, no need for that.
So, I have learnt to fight by sound. I utilise the sounds around me. Does this demon still make sound in the dark?
You can't hear anything. You don't think you've moved.
But I can hear
You can
my friends breathing, and I can hear
Yes.
Meg. So I can hear Meg's, and with the armoury that I have, so the shields and stuff, I employ them, and I make sure I go to them. Particularly when I hear Meg shouting, I start.
You sort of go around her to be a shield in front of her. Perhaps.
Yeah, because she's asking some real difficult questions here. Like, she gonna get killed with those questions. So I'm sitting there like, oh my
So
god.
you're there to stop any physical attack.
Yeah,
Good to
yeah.
know. I guess you are you're using oversized shields for that, so I'll let you roll for that. So yeah.
That's a 20, boy! I'm protecting
nice.
you!
I think it starts kicking in again, and you go straight towards Megan's voice, and you hear her, and you feel this as well. Suddenly, a presence next to you, and you feel sort of comforted that your friend has come to your aid. And you don't stay still; you sort of always circle. So you always keep Megan behind you at all times.
Yeah.
Grace.
Okay, so I'm considering trying to use emotion magic because I know that we can't see him right now, but I kind of want to try and identify a weakness or like some kind of Achilles, but I'm not really sure how to do that in the dark because obviously we're at the moment, I would say, on the back foot.
I wouldn't say it's emotion magic. That's sort of like.
Would that be more mind magic-y?
If you want to think about what weaknesses you have, you can go back and. I know you don't have law, but that sort of thing, like you try to think back on what other things. It would just be a straight roll, I would say.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be difficult. It's a roll that wouldn't be affected by darkness because you just think back and so it would just be.
So I'd just be calling out.
No, you'd just be thinking.
Oh,
You'd be
yeah.
thinking on stuff. So I'd say that would be your whole turn.
That was not me
doesn't count,
rolling.
that doesn't count. But that will be your straight. That'll be a DC 10.
Okay.
That'll be a straight roll, and that will be your turn.
And then we'll get told things we haven't noticed.
That's true, because I feel like if I tried to use archery, but I don't want to just straight out ask, excuse me, sir, what's your Achilles?
No, this will be just
In your head,
thinking
you're
about
thinking
it.
about it. Like you're
And then
trying to piece together what is the weakness. There must be something.
yeah.
You're not saying it out loud. What I'm saying is that you will have to take an action of some sort. So you can spend your turn quickly trying to think through anything that you've been talking about.
we will
But
get
you guys have
told.
literally just repeated what you said a second ago, and I just ignored, apparently. So yeah. You literally gave me the same information twice. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of racking my brain to think like, how can we like identify a weakness here? We need to find like a gap essentially, because at the moment we're not like we haven't really got anything to grasp on, and we could just go around in circles. So I'm just gonna try and have
Go
a
on,
think.
roll for it. Straight,
Just trying to have a think.
straight D20.
16. 16.
You suddenly start piecing things together so quickly. The thing that's always been said to you that's the most important thing is your name. And you now know what the demon's name is. And when you spoke it aloud, something happened. The door opened. A door into the inner sanctum happened.
Do I call it out again? I feel like calling it out doesn't damage him though.
Do it, Grace. Come
Shall
on.
I just shout it out? I'm like,
Shout to Nick?
but like that.
Yeah? So you shout out, Emeg!
Yeah, like a bellow that you've never
And
heard before.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you all hear this, and it
A hearty
shakes
bellow.
you, and it echoes, and echoes. The demons go. Oh, and that's a good point.
It's a good point.
Is it? No, I'm very nervous.
It is a prime number.
Oh, fuck a duck.
So
Why? But that wasn't magic. She just said a name.
Yeah, I just shouted a name.
I know.
Oh, the
I'm
demon.
rolling for the demon. For some reason, I thought I rolled a 13. I rolled an 11, and with the shouting of the name, it goes under. So as you shout the name, you can see almost things coming out of your mouth. This sort of beautiful, sort of like not fairies, but like light, sort of like a green hue. And it sort of forms these words in the air, and it rushes to a point in between all of you, and it starts attaching itself to an outline, humanoid outline of a man. And it's like, get off me! And it clearly tried to swipe at Megan, who was there. But again, your roll was so good, it crushed off. But all of you can see this outline of this demon, and can't use the darkness to hide anymore. And actually, suddenly that seeing him outlined like that, not using the darkness for cover anymore, and the fact he has now shown a weakness, you think the name has done something. Evelyn,
Fucking hell.
what do you want to do? He's still there. He has gone to attack Megan, but Izzy was there, slashing him away. And everyone heard Grace shout out.
But I didn't approach. I didn't get any closer.
No, you stayed there.
really far away.
Okay, so Evelyn stalks towards Emig, silent as the night,
Of course.
crouches,
Okay.
puts like
God.
she crouches to like put her knee behind him like a little trip. Because he still doesn't know she's there. She just goes, Emig!
I need you to roll a d10.
That
A
was fine.
D10?
Oh, sorry, a d20, sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
But we've not seen her either.
But
have
I'm
we?
going to +2 to it.
Oh no, that was a natural 1! I got 3.
Even with that, your words come out. And again, it's sort of Emig, but I think you're too busy trying to get down to the... So it comes out half. The words come out and form like a bluish hue and attach to him, but it doesn't seem as powerful or as... And he sort of turns around and he tries to kick out at you, but you sort of roll away. He is now aware of where you are.
Oh.
Visible or not, and it is complete
That would have been such a
darkness.
sick roll.
Megan. What do you like to do? You can see this outline now with green and blue, almost
Okay.
lights. And actually, roll a straight d20 check to me.
That's a 16.
16. You can see these lights almost like gnaw into the thing. Like they're moving around, and you can sense it. You can actually hear it. It's almost like a burning. And you can hear like sort of horrible noises. You think these lights are doing something to this creature?
Right. I think someone just needs to do something violent.
Go for it.
So I'm going to fire my arrow straight at his head.
Excellent.
But also say his name at the same time. Because
Which is?
Emig. So I'm just going to shout the name like everyone else
Mm-hmm.
and fire that sweet, sweet arrow into his little nog.
Roll a d20 plus your archery plus 3.
That's 20.
20. Plus 3 again, because people have started using the name.
Oh, so that's 23.
23. Your arrow hits true. You can see it go straight in and almost like outline again. The lights start landing back on it, and it's gone straight through that. He's still screaming. He's still up.
Well, you would with an arrow through your head.
You would?
And actually, with the arrow, because you said the name, purplish lights come from the arrow and start engulfing the whole head. And actually, it outlines the eyes, the mouth, the nose, like a proper impressionist thing. He is screaming in agony, and he's like, "You will pay for this."
Do I have swords? Is there swords or?
You have swords, yeah.
I mean,
That's your whole thing, girl.
that's what
I just have a shield. Why would I need swords?
What happened to my swords?
No, needle. So this is The whole reason for that freaking sword that I picked in the first place, that was like an extension of my arm. It's time to party, boy. Get it out. And stab it straight into the heart.
But say the name.
Evik!
Roll a d20 plus your oversized weapon plus 4.
Oh, come on, you bad boy. 13!
13 plus 2.
Plus 2.
Plus 4.
It's 19.
Your sword aims true, and like he tries to duck out the way, but again, with Evik, the lights yellow this time engulf your whole sword, and actually the brightness now is all convoluted, almost like a rainbow brightness, and you can see the pain in his face, and you go straight for him. He's like, ah! Like it goes straight, and there's black ooze and blood dripping out, and he sort of goes, "No, it cannot end like this." Grace.
I'll literally fire an arrow straight to his heart and go, Evik? Okay, maybe.
Roll a d20. It's now plus 5.
Arrow
plus
to
your
the heart.
yeah. 17, so 24. How do you want to kill this demon?
I want us all to do it together.
No, come on, Grace, this
So
is
it's your moment to shine. You were the one, you remembered the name.
You got
every
this
time.
all rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I want us all... Okay, fine. I think I'm just going to do an arrow to the heart. I need to get this over with. He needs to die because we also need to assess how this child is, because currently we've not really tended to her.
No.
So arrow to the heart and a casual emu.
And as you say it, the arrow hits, and you whisper it, but again...
Oh yeah, not casual.
No, but you whisper it, and it just echoes. It almost booms. Like
It's like the loudest it's been.
Exactly. You see this arrow shoot true, and as it does, it pierces, and his form shatters.
Yes!
All the light, all the pieces, and with that, the light comes back.
Yay! Good job, guys!
Dun, 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 dun,
We have a moment of celebration. Our theme tune plays, but
No, I
We're not done
run.
yet.
I run over to the girl. I take out the pendant. I lift her head and I put it round her neck. And I remember the name that was written on the diary. And I say, "Fiona, wake up!"
Sorry. Oh my god, I did not expect that. The light from the pendant sort of glows briefly. The light fades into her. And she wakes and she goes... And she starts crying and tears, screaming. And she just hugs you straight away, knowing that she is safe.
Oh my god!
So, for brevity's sake...
Wait,
Where's the
may I suggest one thing?
Evelyn quickly stab him.
Evelyn would like to pick herself up and dust herself off.
Yeah.
She's so
A few of the sprites you sort of...
She's like, well, there's only one way to get out of here now, isn't there?
Pearly girl!
And she whistles. No, she did. That very first day.
Oh, comes along.
No, it's the same day!
The ceiling just like opens and pearls.
Like in the page
She's like, Pearl.
I'm going to make you make a nature magic because I don't want to see if it doesn't work. I got to get a prime number on this one.
Oh no, Pearl has to be able to compare it. Come on,
Yes.
That is really irritating. The ceiling doesn't break or anything like that stupid, but then you feel
Stupid.
the door crunch,
Oh, because she's really had to
and you see Pearl appear, bruised, battered, clearly been put in some tight places, but behind her is the dead corpse of a fucking Minotaur. And Pearl looks to you and goes, "What's up, bitch?"
Oh, I give her a wry smile. I go, I knew you'd come through, Pearl.
I'm just sobbing because I'm so, like,
Yeah, I think we're all sobbing, yeah.
Emotional.
Oh yeah, I'm just a rag.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
Megan's the most emotional.
So, with Pearl's assistance and making your way, because you made some really good chalk drawings, I love the idea of it rolling past, and then you find the string, you slowly make your way back, pendant not working anymore. Fiona holds your hand really tightly and says, "I didn't know what to do. Thank you. I don't know what would have happened to my town, or to me, or to my mum."
And I say, "But we couldn't have done it without you."
So you make it out, and then you get to the platform again, and this time you can tell that the wall that you were there before has formed into a shift, and Fiona says, this way. I know this way now. And you slowly make your way back to Sandy Point. And as you get back, you start passing towns and farms, and you see people looking so much better, happier. You can see them sort of shake their heads and like recognising loved ones, recognising children, remembering, going, "God, there's my keys." Or,
No, there's my child.
That's Sunday school. You get to the marketplace, and you see the councilwoman going, "Oh, Fiona!" And she runs. There's a tap on one of your shoulders, and it's the old lady.
Oh, thank God.
And she, "You've done well. I am a woman of my word. I will happily send you back, should you wish. Your memory's intact." And she says, "Oh, yes.
Cake.
And she just sort of taps your head and sort of, "Oh,
I fucking love Colin.
yeah, Colin, the cake, the happiness, the joy, your parents' smiles."
I just lit my lips like, I'm not in the mood for a caterpillar cake. Pearl's like, what?
What?
Pearl's really confused.
So she gives you the choice of whether you return back to this life now.
I'm staying. I don't want to go back.
I second Grace. There's more adventuring to be done this side.
I agree.
Evelyn?
Uh,
Pearl sort of goes,
Oh, because Pearl couldn't come back with you.
Yeah, Evelyn looks at Pearl and she's like, well, we made it this far, Pearl.
Oh.
Fancy staying on for the next adventure?
okay.
Yay, Pearl!
I have real issues with this because all that's been going through my head since seeing me back here is me back here. So I plan to go to the village tattooist to tattoo my old life onto whatever skin I have left, just to remind me that there's always a piece of home there. But my home and family's wherever we are together.
Yeah.
We've got to end this with a slow motion high five.
Oh, yeah. Or an air punch.
Yes.
You're going to high five each other. I'm going to make you do one last D20 roll.
Oh, no, we're all going to fall.
It is a DC 10, and it's a simple one, so if you don't get it the first time, you can roll it the time.
That's a six. Okay, let's try and
And
that's a 19.
I got a 5.
I got a 1.
Okay, it's an high five.
You two try and get it to you might slap each other, yeah.
And this fall face first into like the remnants of Pearl's sick.
Oh,
Sorry, Pearl.
yeah, Pearl tries and gets in on it.
Can you roll for Pearl?
That's a natural 20.
Yes!
She had high fives you all, like, wings
She
of
picks
fluttering.
it Evelyn up.
So as the dawn breaks, you spent the whole night in the tomb. And new adventures, new lives, new experiences, new ladybirds.
Oh.
The quest is yours to take. And that's where we'll end it.
Our 4 adventurers who have elected to stay in this world head onwards, looking for the next challenge, all whilst trying to reclaim their own memories of their true selves. But that is another tale for another time. Roll credits. The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's players were Evelyn Goodall, Megan Roderick, Issie Fenlon and Grace Potter. This episode's RPG was In Name Only, created by Doug Levandowski, Jack Rosetree and Alison Cardinale. You can find out more information about In Name Only and download a free copy of the rules on the In Name Only Kickstarter. You can also buy the full version of In Name Only from the P&P Arcade website. That's www.pnparcade.com. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org. Licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at WAIR_podcast for the latest news on upcoming episodes. And remember, adventurers need not apply.